Hello, my name is Denise Pye from Be More Yoga and Fitness. I'm just recording now a 45-minute yoga practice which mainly concentrates around the core and the back with some interconnecting asana which will support the practice today. So before we do so, I just need you to get a block. Okay, I'm going to take a seat on the block, so just do some mobilization of our joints. So if you could sit like you would probably normally sit on the floor, take a seat on the block, and we're just going to warm up with some side stretches. Okay? So hands on the floor, left hand on the floor, take an inhale, and kick side stretch. Exhale up. Inhale, another side stretch on the right side. Exhale up. Let's just continue that mobilization. Breathing through, just so we can get in practice for the breathing that we're going to do. One more. Okay, so you're just going to put your bottom a little bit further up on the block, so you're not particularly upright. Hands out to the back. Okay, and we're just going to lift the legs in, toes pointed. Extend the right leg on the breath in, bring it back in. Extend the left leg, just touching the heel on the floor and bring it back in. I'm going to continue with the breathing, just to mobilise our hips, our thighs and our abdomen. Keep doing that, short period of time. That's great, keep going. Start to feel that really groin and lower hip. And as you flatten back slightly, you start to feel it in the abdomen. Okay, now I'd like to just take your legs slightly out, bent. Okay, leave your hands on the floor and hold. If you can straighten your leg, that would be better. I can see you there. We get the stretch from the hips, abs, hips, right through to our thigh. And release. Now, because we've got some work that we are doing with our core, we will be working on the wrists quite a bit at the beginning. So I want to warm up those wrists. Okay? So we're going to be in a cat-cow position with your shoulder over your wrists. And all we're going to do is just rock on them. So we're going to breathe in and then back out. And in and back out. Just rocking on the wrists. In and back out. In and back out. 2 more times. Let's get the wrists mobilised. Used to a bit of pressure. Is that what we'll be doing? Okay, and then just put them slightly out to the side. I'm going to rock them to the side. So left to right. Left to right. Nothing too strenuous. Don't overstretch or pull. You'll know when you've got to the point where you're happy with that mobilisation. Then the last thing we're going to do is it's like a reverse cat-cat. Our hands there, so our fingers are pointing towards our knees. And we breathe in, hollow the spine, extend the tail and the head. Out, round. We're stretching our wrists on the inside of our wrists. And again, inhale and exhale. You certainly will feel the stretch of this. One more time, inhale and exhale. Now slowly change your wrists about. That feels good to be in that position. Okay, just a couple more cat-cows. So breathe in, hold the spine, breathe out, Exhale, round the spine, drop the head. 2 more, breathe in. Over the spine. Breathe out. Round the spine. Last one, breathe in. Over the spine. Breathe out. Round the spine. Okay, I have my notes as I've created this one, so I just need to check on them. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just literally lift into a downward dog. So take an inhale up, and an exhale, push back into your calves. Make sure your head is dropped and your chest is moving towards your knees. We're just going to stretch and hang out in this position and just warm up the calves. So left calf down, right knee bent, and then the opposite. Take a breath between each one. Breathe in and breathe out, and just really warm your calves and your Achilles muscles, which join right the way onto your plantar area, plantar fascia, just to make sure they're nice and stretched out and warmed up. Okay, make sure you're dropping the head, and if you want to, just give it a bit of a wobble, just to take the tension out, so the tension isn't in your shoulders. That's great. However far you want to go, that's completely up to you. When you're finished, just slowly walk back into the front. Take an inhale, come up halfway, and come back up. Okay, big deep breath, back into forward fold. Okay, let's cradle the arms, soften the knees, and just take a breath there. Feeling the hips move, and feeling the point between the hamstrings and the glutes start stretching. Okay. Okay, keep going. And then all I'd like you to do now is just walk back. Okay. Lower into a plank. Stay where you are in the plank. Alright. Okay. Now I want you to tap the toes side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keeping in a plank. 7. Try not to push your bottom up. If you need to a little bit, do so to relieve the pressure of anything in the back. Keep going. You get 10 out of that. Okay, then lower to the floor slowly. Chaturanga. Take an inhale up into Cobra. Stretch off that back. Giving the plank the counter pose. And then all the way back down. Okay, all we need to do now is lift up into downward dog on the inhale, and on the exhale push back, so that's where we are. Now this is where we start working our wrists a little bit more. Take your right leg up in the air and hold. Now we're going to be pulling our leg through and under, pointing our toes, rocking over our wrists, and straight back after 3. Are you ready? Pull in, bring in, breathe in. 2, 3, and push up, breathe out with your leg. Again, breathe in, push out with your leg into 3-legged dog. Keeping that core nice and tight, breathe in, hold, push up. On your last one, put your right knee to the opposite left leg. Breathe in to the side. This is what we're going to do. We're then going to move to the right leg. Okay, then we're going to lift up. Then I'm going to move to the left and then down to the left wrist. It's a box. Across, up, back down, lower. Across, up, back down and lower. Across to the right, bring it up, across, lower to the left. Across to the right, bring up, across and lower. Okay, now bring your leg back, sit down into child's pose. And if you want to, place your hands behind just to stretch out and give some relaxation to your wrists. Really work the core there. Put a bit of tension on the wrist. Come straight up into downward dog for me. Push back and stretch the calves, holding the abs in, and then I just walk to the front. Come up halfway, and then all the way up. And then lower into prayer. So we're going to do that on the other side. Okay. So your wrists will start to feel it, so don't worry. Just keep them mobilised. Take an inhale up, and exhale forward fold. Just soften the knees, and let's have a little rock. Okay. Now we're just going to walk back, lower into plank. If you feel you want to, you can go into a forearm plank if everything's starting to hurt a little bit on the wrists. Make sure your back's nice and straight. Okay, don't go too low like this. Just here will do. If you need to arch slightly, take the tension off, do so. Do your taps. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you're pulling in those abs. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And let's lower to the floor. Slowly if you can. Okay, take an inhale for a big cobra. And exhale all the way back down. Okay, inhale, lift up into downward dog. And an exhale, push back through the calves. Drop your head. We're doing the same as we did before. Lift the left leg up to the three-legged dog. We're going to rock over and bring it in, pointing the toe, knee in for a hold on the core. Are you ready? Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in to the right. Hand. Okay, then across to the left, lift up. Across at the top, down to the right wrist. Box. Are you ready? Breathe. Evenly. Keep going. Keep going. And drop back down to a child's pose. Really tough that. If you really need to do anything on the forearm, please do so. It's yours. This is quite, intermediate to advanced, so make sure that you adjust it accordingly for yourself. Okay, up on your knees. Well done for that. Now we're going to do some warm-up with our abs on the blocks. So I'd like to take your block. Okay. Your option is don't use a block at all. Second option is just use the flat underneath your bottom. Okay. The third and advanced option is create an area where it's most comfortable, and you can change it any time through and hold. Okay, sometimes it might wobble. Okay, just on the squashy bits, the bottom of your back. Okay, put your hands, your shoulders on the floor, hands flat on the floor. And you'll feel like everything, all your organs inside, rolling towards your neck. So anytime you feel things are wobbling a bit, you can adjust it. Take an inhale, bring your right knee in, okay, and hold. Extend that knee, place your hands back on the floor, take it slightly to the right with a flattened foot underneath, not pointed. Gets you inside and gets the area that connects to your abdomen and your sacrum. Come back up, place the foot on the floor. Left, breathe in and hold. Breathing evenly. Okay, extend the leg, hands down, tongue flat. Take an inhale to the side and exhale out. Again, working inside the thigh where it meets the groin area of the abdomen. Mine's clicking. One more. Okay, and lower back. Now after a little bit of warm up, and you can feel whether that's in the right position for you, or whether you need to flatten it, or take it away completely. Lift both of your legs, carry your knees, engage your core, and make sure you have a 45-degree angle, not like this, like that. Because we're going to tap toes, and I want to keep them there, the opposite one there. Okay, breathe in, tap the right on the floor, bring it back up when you're breathing out. In, back out. Let's continue. That's 2 done on each side. We've got another 2. Toes coming pointed there to really extend all the muscles in the top of the leg. One more on each side. Okay. Extend the legs fully. Breathe in. Bend the legs like a frog. Breathe out and then breathe in again. Inhale. Exhale. Bend to frog. Come back in. Toes pointed. Legs wide. Toes flat. Bring in. 2 more. Inhale, toes pointed. Bring them wide. Toes flat. Bend the knee. Back in. Inhale, toes pointed. Exhale, wide. Bend the knee, flat foot. Bring them in. Okay, lift all the way up and extend. And try and lower. And once you feel any part of your body coming off, or you feel any pain or discomfort, you stop. I kind of just hold it there for my abs. Drop your feet and the soles of feet to the floor. And let's just release. Okay. Place the brick in between your legs. Okay. Hands behind your head. Take an inhale, crunch up and hold. And when you do so, make sure that these knees push and squeeze so that we get that deep sensation in the abs. And then release. Take your toes to the floor, still squeezing it to hold the brick. And then back. Again, lift up. Breathe out, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, way back. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Last one. It's tough. Out and in. Really squeezing. Out and in. You'll be glad to know that we're dropping this and relaxing here just for a few seconds, where we're going to continue some work on our core without the block, and that should be a little bit easier and less strenuous on our abs. Okay, hands by the side. Okay, just bring our legs in. Right, okay, extend the right leg, point the toe, and just lower it just slightly off the ground. Bring it back in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Opposite leg. Keep going. Breathe in. Breathe out. Notice how it's become easier, but it's quite a tough exercise. But it's actually easier now we've lost the block and the balance. You've trained your abdomen. Keep going. One more on each side. Just give it a rock. Let's just massage the spine before the work we do. And just relax the abdomen. When you're ready, just roll up. Okay, and I'm just going to take a drink of water until we go on to the next phase. of this practice. So the next phase, it does involve some glute work and some balance. So I'd like you to just lie back. Put your ankles as near as your knees that you can do. Shoulders on the floor, hands on the floor. Lift your glutes for lift and tilt for a bridge. So take an inhale. And an exhale, release. Now on the next one, I want you to pulse 4 times. Inhale up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And back down. Okay. Now just one. Breathe in. And lower. Next one, 4 pulses. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And lower. I feel the stress coming here and right in the bottom of your abdomen, your pelvis. Lift up for 1. Take an inhale and then lower. Next one's a pulse. Lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4 and lower. One big one. Lift up. Breathe in and back down. And then lift the last final 4. Breathe in. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax. You can take a sit up. I'd like you to take 2 of your blocks and put them quite tall at the ends of your mats. So we're going to start, we're going to do a tree. Okay? So I want you to be halfway or just near enough because we're actually going to be holding these and balancing. So just get yourself in a position that you can do. So we're going to do a tree. Let me just pull this mat back so you can see me a bit more balanced. Okay, so we're going to have the supporting leg, the right leg. So you've got an option to show you from the front. You can take your leg there, wherever you want. The key is to just push them both together to create that tension and open your hips and make sure your core's nice and engaged. Okay, right leg. So I'm going to do left leg, apologies, so that you can see me. Left leg. Take an inhale, place your sole of your feet anywhere on the leg or toes on the floor. And let's go to high prayer. You can go too low if you want. Feel the glutes engage and breathe. Evenly. Okay, lower. And now bring your knee in. Then now I'd like you to just see if you can slowly flex over. Put your hands on the blocks. Make sure your hips are nice and straight. Your toes pointing down. And you are now in a supported warrior. Drop your head. Be happy with your balance. Okay. Breathe in. Bring your knee under, point your toe. Breathe out. Push out. Flex your toe. Breathe in. Bring your knee under, point your toe. Breathe out. And flex your toe. Then breathe in. Breathe out. Flex your toe so it's nice and straight. And breathe in. And breathe out. Flex your toe. Now we're going to move into a warrior 2, which means placing your back foot, okay, in a 90-degree angle, adjusting your body so that you have got a left warrior 2. Your gaze is towards your left fingers and your body is nice and straight and aligned. And hold. Okay, there. Nice stretch on both sides. Okay, we're going to reverse that. So I'm going to just drop that arm and just take that stretch for your waist, keeping your abdomen tight. And reverse. Okay. I'm going to come out of that, so our hands up there. Straighten the leg. Take legs 10 to 2. Hands up in the air. And we're just literally just going to bring them down into a sumo and hold. Take the hands to the left. Breathe in. back up. Right, breathe in, back up, and hold. Bring the hands down, place them on the floor, take your left knee onto the floor, your right knee out. This is where you can use one of your grips, nice and flat. Supported side plank. Take the hand over the ears and lift the leg and hold. Make sure you've got nice balance and you've got a lovely angle, so it's nice and flat here. Then a side crunch. You don't have to go all the way. So you big deep breath in, breathe out, knee to elbow. It doesn't have to actually be. I don't want you going forward, just keep it to a nice level. Okay, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Lower the leg. Okay, now if you want to keep this or you can get this away, you can place your hand. You can either put your front leg over and do a plank, side plank, hands up in the air, or if you want to be like me, you can do a heart plank tree, lifting the hips. It's up to you. Make sure you lift those hips and hold in the abdomen. Roll it all the way back down, knees on the floor, take a seat back and just relax in an extended child's pose. And if you want to, you can do the other way. Just very, very hatha based yoga today. So I'm going to put these back where they need to be because we're going to come back. So I'm going to change it to this side so that you can see me when we do the other plank. So, right foot this time is nice and grounded. Okay, take an inhale up. Place the leg where it needs to be. Engage, open the hips, exhale, and just balance. And lower, your knees to the front. If you're in the right position, over you come, and you are now into your supported warrior. So you need to ensure that your hips are now, they're nice and aligned, toe down, head down, be happy with your balance if you need to adjust it. Okay, breathe in, toe pointed, breathe out, toe flat. Breathe in, toe pointed, to engage the abs, breathe out, toe flat. Breathe in, breathe out, flat. One more time, in, out, flat. If you can, come up, take the left leg behind, 90 degrees, adjust the front leg, and we're coming into warrior two. Hold on to that warrior two, right? Make sure you're in a nice line if you've got a line on your mat. And really push forward, open the hips, engaging the glutes, and breathe evenly. Okay, now we're just going to reverse it, so keep the bottom as it is. Drop the left hand and just reverse the stretch across the back of the body. Okay, come back up to the front. Now hands out, bring your toe forward, 10 to 2, so we're doing rowing. Hands up, take an inhale and drop. So no bending forward like this, stay up, it doesn't matter how low you go. Take an inhale to the left, exhale. Inhale to the right, exhale up, and if you can, just go a little bit lower. Okay, place your hands on the floor. They drop the right knee on the floor, left leg extended out. Blocks really good to keep your height. Lift the left leg, Keep the body nice and aligned. Take an inhale. And an exhale, breathe evenly. Make sure your elbow, so your inner arm is over your head and your ear. Okay, are we ready for the crunch? Breathe in now, breathe it out. Back. Breathe out. Breathe in. 2 more. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Lower. We're going to a side plank. Again, this leg can just go there as long as you lift. Or if you want to, you can move the block, keep the block and lift. Make sure that hip's lifted and hold. And then roll all the way back over, bend your knees, come into child pose and just have a relax. And you have that lovely relax. Well, I'll turn the little heater off because it's getting quite warm in here. Okay, and take a drink if you need to do so. Because now, all I want you to do is ensure that you put your blocks here because they're going under your feet for a camel pose. And I accept that some of you may not need blocks, but I like you to keep the blocks because it just flows naturally into the next thing we're doing. Okay, so again, this is keeping the core. Okay, I might need to just push my blocks a little bit back to the back of my mat. Okay. Make sure they're straight. Okay, place the feet on the blocks. Come up into high knee. Okay, take an inhale, push the hips forward. Open the shoulders, find the ankles and head back and allow, take the tension and just release. Release all the tension, back slightly rounded and hold. Okay, come all the way up. And this is where I need the blocks the way they are because I want you to put your toes on the block, lift up into a plank again. The reason for this is, I'll do a quick demonstration. I want you to bring your knee in, but I want your balls of your feet to touch the floor. Don't take the tension off and come back. And really engage it. Are you ready? So that's inhale, back down. And the exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Feel that really underneath. You really have to pull your knee forward to get the balls of your feet, to give it a touch. One more on each. That's it. Lovely. Lower your knees. Cut them out of the way if you can. Lovely. And then all I want to do now is just put your blocks flat here, the front. Okay. So lift yourself up into a downward dog, just on these, and walk yourself forward through. Taking it now up. Okay. So I've just got the last bit of practice. Really, this is about opening our shoulders, hips, bending our back. And we are going to do another supported warrior 3, but as you can see, these are a bit flatter. And if you want to, you can either hold on a bit lower for balance, or you can go into the full balance. Okay. Take an inhale up, and exhale, forward, forward. Okay, put your hands on the blocks, lower. And I want you to lower all the way between, because we're going to do a deep back bend. Okay, take an inhale up. And if you can't, just go here. If you can, give yourself a really deep back bend. That's great. And come all the way back down. Okay. And now I want you to lift up into downward dog. And then I want you walking all the way back up again. Okay. When you get to there, take your left leg out behind, drop the left foot, take an inhale up, and an exhale, push forward. Now this time, I want you to bend your back slightly, clasp your hands behind your back to get a lovely back bend. Push those hands further beneath your buttocks if you can, and look up. Not right the way up, but just where you are. Ceiling meets the wall maybe. Get that lovely back bend and open your shoulders. Okay, take an inhale, come back up. And then I'd like you to put your hands back on the blocks and lift up into a high lunge. When you're happy with that, take an inhale up, prayer, and then extend hands up. And just if you can, give yourself a back bend and hold. Okay, now, all I want you to do now is place your hands back on the block, drop your head, make sure your front leg then goes into a straight leg, lift the back leg up, and you're in a warrior three. You can stay there, supported in the lower grip. If you want to, bend your knees slightly so you can get up. Straighten, flatten your toe, okay? Flatten your foot. Make sure your hips are nice and aligned and hold. And release, bring it back in. Okay, again, take an inhale up, exhale forward, forward. Okay, take your right leg back. Drop the knee. Take an inhale up. Exhale, push the hips forward. Hands behind the back, push back. Bend that back. Open that chest. And look upwards to the corner of the room. Breathe evenly. Okay, okay. And come back up. Place your hands on, take an inhale. Lift up into high lunge. And on the exhale, come into prayer. When you're ready, lift up. Back bend if you like, if not, don't worry. Okay, now lower back for support. Are you ready? We're going to lift up into supported warrior three. So you need to bend the front knee for power, then straighten it. Make sure your toes are down. And if you want to bend that knee to give yourself the power to come up and then straighten it. You can come into a unsupported warrior three. Make sure your hips are nice and straight, toes down, looking towards your fingers and hold. And bring your legs in. Just to stretch out those hamstrings from the work we've done. And stand on your blocks. Okay, take an inhale up, exhale forward fold. See how far you can go. See if you can go beneath those blocks. Bend the left knee, straighten the right. Place the right hand up behind, and let's give your IT band a really good stretch to the work we've done. Okay, breathe in, back to the middle, and do the opposite. Bend the right leg, left leg stretch, left arm up, all the way out, feel the stretch on the outside of the IT band, which runs right behind your knee, all the way up to the middle of the outside of your glutes. Okay, come back, take an inhale, lift up, and then lower. Uttanasana, arms up. Okay, if you want to try a little more drink, we've only got a small little bit to finish. Okay, and we don't need these anymore. Now I'm just going to take my hair out, the reason being because we're doing a wheel pose and a fish pose, and what that means is I just need the top of my head to work. So, again, working on the twist of the abs, all I'd like you to do is take a seat. Here we are, with legs out. Hands on the floor. Now options, take your right leg over and stay like that if you want to, because we're just going to twist. But if you want to go a bit more advanced for the breath, tuck your left heel under your buttock and hold. Take an inhale up with your left hand. Place the elbow on the outside of the right knee and push it towards the left. And at the same time, look right. We get a nice stretch of the glutes, but we also get a lovely oblique stretch. Okay, and then bring your hand back down. Okay, take your legs straight. So not to overcomplicate, so I'll explain again. Take your left leg, put it over your right. Either stay here for the twist or tuck your right leg underneath your left buttock. Take an inhale up with the right hand. Place the elbow on the outside of the left knee, push it towards the right and look left. So you're just really providing that force and lever to get the stretch across, but you're getting a twist as well. So you're getting the glutes and the obliques. And release. Okay, so I'm just going to ask you to lie down. Okay, we're going to start from the top with our supine abdominal lifts, okay, and there's just going to be twists, and if you need to support you can put your hands under your bottom for the first one. So all we're going to do is take an inhale up, and I'm going to have my hands out to the side because we're going to move the legs to the side. If you want to support, you can. Okay, drop them to the right hand side slightly and hold. Breathe. If your left shoulder lifts up, bring your legs a bit further up. Come back into the middle. Okay, breathe in again, drop it to the other side. Back into the middle. Okay, bend your knees. Again, if you want to, you can put your hands on your bottom. We're going to do the same principle with the bent knees. Take an inhale, roll over, and this time look left for the twist. Breathe even. And on the next exhale, bring it back to the middle. Inhale, drop to the left, look to the right. Get that lovely stretch. And on the next exhale, bring it in. Soles the feet to the floor. The easier one. Breathe in, drop to the right, look to the left. And back to the middle. Breathe in, drop to the left, look to the right. Nice little stretch. And come into the middle. Okay, I want you to keep your soles of your feet on the floor and place your hands now underneath your bottom with the palms of your hands on the floor. Then stretch your legs out. I want you to feel where your elbows are because you're going to use them elbows to push your chest up. So let me demonstrate. So you breathe in, push your elbows against the floor, bring your chest up, tilt your neck back, and place the top of the neck on the floor for a lovely back bend. So this is what it looks like. And hold. If you're struggling with that, just lift up your chest. But what I don't want is a quick neck, so you may need something behind your neck. If you can't do that, then stay as you are. But really practice it. Lift up your chest and just lift your head, because that supports it. Now, if you're happy that you've mastered that and you want to stay with that on the next one, do so. Come back down, that's a fishtail pose. But we're just going to move into a half wheel pose. So, I'd like to place your feet on the floor, removing, okay, hands, and I want your feet as near as possible as you can. Okay, to your buttocks. Okay, get your hair out of the way. And I want your hands, so this is a point of the wrist mobilization, okay, like in this position. And we're going to do this very similar to the fish pose. We're going to get ourselves on the top of our head. So take an inhale, lift up to a high bridge, then your chest, and then your head, and hold. Get a lovely back bend there. You can, if you want, go higher, but I just think just stay where you are. And you can practice. If you wanted to go higher, you really do need to move feet. And then release. Okay, bring your knees in. And then just massage your back, because we've worked on your back in a very level position with the core. We've also done some deep back bends with the camel, with the fish, with the blocks, and then with the wheel. So we're just going to massage them. And we will then finish the practice. At any point, you can just lie down, relax, breathe in for your own relaxation. But for myself today, I'm just going to come back into the position for the 45-minute session I said I'd deliver, and I hope you enjoyed it. Namaste. Well done, everybody. I'm just going to turn off the video. Thank you.